Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and many of you guys are going to be working on checking off your boxes for the Lost Sector on Master Difficulty. Today we are going to be covering Perdition on Master Difficulty. Champions are going to be Barrier and Overload, the burn is Arc, shields are mostly Arc. They're literally like two void shielded enemies at all. Those are almost optional to worry about on shields. Quick loadout, you guys know I don't typically use supers or exotics for these. If you want to use supers or exotics, feel free. If you have Arbalist, it would be a fantastic choice in here because you can break every shield you need to. And it's a linear fusion rifle, so you can use particle deconstruction. But, as I'm not going to do that, I'll show you can still do without it. We're going to use Tarantula, as the burn is Arc. You do want to make sure your heavy is Arc to get the most out of bonus damage. You can kind of delete the boss with this one. Just make sure you throw a boss back on there and you'll pretty much be good to go. If you want to worry more about champions getting bonus damage, you could throw Major Spec on there, which is probably the safer bet depending on what you're doing. Either way would be fine. You're going to have Overload and Barrier champions, so make sure you got your mods on there. This is not really doing a whole lot for this bow, so we can do Major Spec for the champions on both of these. Major Spec is already on there, so when you can go break the shields or stun your champions, you are good to go. And other than that, like literally nothing. Have a Scavenger, maybe some reserves. Pretty much anything you can for just ammo for your linear fusion rifle is going to be beneficial. Other than that, if you've got Protective Light, you can put that on one piece of gear and is beneficial. And then also make sure you have Shield Break Charge. Shield Break Charge is one of those that is really going to help in here because you're going to be breaking shields constantly. So you'll pretty much always be charged with light, and Protective Light should keep you alive. For your subclass, you can go Arc and get more benefit of extra damage from the burn. Or if you really want to be safe on those two Void shields, you could go Void, do a grenade that you feel comfortable breaking a Void shield, and it's just two basic Minotaurs. So you can do it that way, but I'm going to go Arc and show you guys you can still kill those Void guys without them. So let's jump in, see how quick we can get this done. Alright Guardians, so when you start, you're going to have one Hydra hanging out who kind of meanders his way out, and you're also going to have a lot of Harpies around here. All you want to do right now, just sit here with your bow, pick off all these Harpies, Hydra will mosey over. If you feel like you're getting damaged by the Hydra, you can actually come up here and get a little better position on it, if you want to. It's also a good way to try and delete them if you're interested in doing that, which is a fun way to do it. If you do enough damage, you'll either push him to the back of the room or basically push him all the way out. You can actually kill him in the back of the room depending on what you've got for a loadout, but either way, not a big deal. That's your first set of enemies. Don't go beyond the staircase unless you want to spawn the next set. That should spawn the next set. You'll see him coming in. This is where you're going to have your one Void Minotaur and some more Harpies. So again, busting out the bow. And you guys can see, if I can keep consistent damage on even a Void Shielded Minotaur, just with a basic bow, not barrier, nothing crazy, but I can actually work on breaking that shield. And then when that shield breaks, you can just take him down. If he doesn't hide too long. And again, my obvious advice would be to work on the Harpies first. But when it comes to the shields, really not that bad to take out the shield. And same thing. If he's kind of on you, or if I got him that low, I can just finish him. That makes life even easier. I wouldn't go much beyond this container until you want the final set to spawn, so do more of your work from back there. As soon as you step up far enough, you'll see him spawn. You can pull back. Nice thing again about having a bow. Trinity Ghoul would be great in here. It's one of my favorites in here, honestly, for clearing ads. You're going to have two Hobgoblins here, so watch for the snipes. Harpies are not a big deal from this range, but the Hobgoblins will hurt a little bit. Close it down, we are going to have our Overload Minotaur. Depending on how aggressive you want to get him, make sure your heavy is reloaded if you used it. And we can work on pulling this guy down here. My advice is usually tick him off a little bit. Get him to find you so you can get a good angle on him. I'm stunned. 1, 2, and 3. Deleted. It's really not that bad. So it's like the Minotaurs are going to be a little aggressive, but if you stun them, get your linear fusion rifle crits. 3 of them with a tarantula. Basic one should be good to go. We're going to have one more champion literally coming pretty soon right around this corner, so I would, shoot a couple of these guys and then get ready to pull back. Same principle's going to apply. 1, 2, 3. Good to go. Not even a crit to finish him on that one. Gonna have a nice group of fanatics here. In the back, you are going to have your Hydra. If you got a decent chunk of damage, it should really take like one shot and they're dead. Now, depending on how far forward you press, you're going to get some enemies to spawn, but you don't want all of them to spawn. I probably just got all of them to spawn. Not all of them, but here's our other Minotaur. So now you want to start trying to hit the Minotaur with your void arrows. Or not void arrows, this is just arc arrows. Notice he's chasing me. Break the shield. Hit him in the stomach. You can stagger him a couple times. That's what I mean by kiting. Basically backing up, and if they kind of get in the point where they're just running and not shooting, the normal Minotaurs, not really a big deal. Now we're going to have a few more adds to spawn. Got some ammo to drop, which is nice. And then you're going to see your barrier champion up top. There's also one over there on the left. I'm going to try and take care of the one on the stairs if I can. Try and hit it with a couple quick shots. Get it to pop its shield here real fast. You can get that shield to pop. When this one goes down, we are going to want to retreat, especially if you're going for flawless. Maybe grab this ammo. Those wyverns are going to hurt because they are void. This is where your grenade's going to do some good. And get some work in with that. Wyverns are so annoying because you cannot crit them. But they have a weird thing about them. Wyverns, if you can get them to about half health, at least red bars, you can actually finish them. So you'll see this point where I do enough damage, basic damage, and you'll see this little flash over his body, and that means I can actually finish him. Now he's being very aggressive, which I gotta back off a little for. Make sure you get your health and recovery. And then if he's low enough, just about half health and you can always finish him. Now that's red bars. I don't know if that's gonna count for other types of them, but generally like red bars give them to about half health and you can finish them. So while they're annoying, there's no crit spot on them or anything. You can finish them early, so don't forget about that finishing move. So about here, there's that little flash. And it's kind of hard to see, but it's always like, just get him just barely under half health. You should be good. If he walks up on me, should be able to finish him. There you go. It's nice to have that consistent finisher. Saves you a good amount of ammo. Obviously something big and heavy like a Gallahorn or a rocket launcher would kill them, but as I'm going precision with linears, less of an option. Trying to find the regular goblins first, and we got one more champion tucked around the corner. My advice is usually to come up here to fight that champion. Makes life a little easier. So again, plink him with a couple quick shots. And then if you get him to pop the shield, get ready with your barrier weapon. 1, 2, and 3. Actually saved a little ammo there. Didn't mean to, but it worked. Reload everything. Boss will be coming out. You're going to have a lot of adds come in the middle. This is where a arc grenade should be beneficial. You can get the chain reaction to go off. You can get quite a bit of chain damage. Find some goblins. Find some harpies. Break some shields. Blow some stuff up. It's always fun. Halfway through about the boss's health, you will get a couple of barrier champions. So my advice is you can nuke the boss really fast. But get a good chunk of damage on him when he's standing still. That'll spawn pretty much everything you need at that point. You can try and find all the adds that you can. Stay back a little bit farther because the boss will be a little more aggressive at this point. So staying back on these stairs, kind of that angle of attack should help you a little bit. And remember, the gun is in the right hand, so if he's shooting that wall, I'm safe. If he moves, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Again, if you get tagged, just pull down the stairs. The stairs will give you some nice flexibility of what you're going for. But again, right here, make sure your auto rifle's reloaded for the barrier. Make sure you're ready. You're going to kill this champion on the right. Try and get him when he's peeking out. Always a little frustrating. Sometimes he's annoying. But right now, I can even sit here and just do damage to the boss. Goes down really easy. The boss is like the least amount of health in this entire thing. It's kind of crazy. Depending on how many adds are up, my advice is actually to pull over here. You're trying to get an angle on our champion over here. He pops the shield. Be ready for it. And focus on that champion. That's your priority. There you go. One is down. One more champion over here on the left. You'll find him pretty easy. Break that shield. Same principle. Don't have my heavy out, but I still should be able to get some shots off. 2 shots. There we go. Particle deconstruction. And this is not a fancy tarantula, by the way. This is Feeding Frenzy and Kill Clip. I don't even think Kill Clip was active on any of that stuff. So that's it. That's everything you got to do. Done in about 7.5 minutes. And open sesame. and see if you get something good. I got a one-eyed mask, so that should count for platinum rewards. Let's get back to the surface and wrap this thing up. That pretty much wraps it up. So if you want to take a Void subclass in there just to be safe when it comes to the 2 Void Minotaurs, it's totally fine. If you take something like Arbalist in there, you won't even have to worry about Void, and you can use your Arc subclass just to smash half the room, and it can actually go fairly quickly. Again, that's no super, no exotic, still 7.5 minutes. With an optimal loadout, you know, Thunder Crash or Chaos Reach or just some big super that you can use, you can probably do this thing in about 5 minutes. Very easy, very farmable. When you get your power level up to around 1350, very doable even underneath. Just be patient, and it's really not too bad. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like below. If you have a comment about a loadout or something you like using, please drop that in the comments. If you guys want to find me on Twitter, it is Ebontis. For streaming on Twitch, it is Ebontis over there. Right here on YouTube, if you haven't subbed yet, which I think most of you guys haven't, please hit that sub button and that alert bell. Helps my future videos make it to you. And also, if you guys want to support me, you can join the channel as a member after you sub, or you can be in my Patreon down below. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.